Is your online learning business failing or really struggling and you're not sure why? Whether you call this online learning business a course, a membership, a coaching program, or just an education company, there are five likely reasons your business is not working out, and I'm going to help you solve all that today. I'm Chris Badgett, a WordPress LMS software entrepreneur. I'm a coach to WordPress professionals. I'm a course creator, and I'm a homeschooling, work from home dad coming to you live from my little office cabin in the backyard. Be sure to stay to the end of this video because I'm going to share an exclusive resource with you called the WordPress LMS Buyers Guide, which helps you select the most powerful technology stack to fit your project goals. So I've been in this online learning industry heavily for a decade, and I've been a course creator, I've been a coach, I've been a student, I've been an affiliate of courses, I've been a membership site or coaching business web developer, ran an agency where we help coaches and experts create these online businesses with WordPress. And then through all that, I ended up building the leading WordPress based learning management system software so you can have a platform to run an education company on. So I've been around for a while, and in all this time, I've worked directly and indirectly with tens of thousands of people creating these kind of online learning businesses. And the truth is I see so much failure. It's almost disheartening how many people are failing. And I've become obsessed with this problem because I don't like seeing so much failure in this industry. So, and what it looks like before you fail, perhaps you're struggling with one of these challenges. The first is just the frustration levels of trying to navigate all the different skills and strategies and technology required to build an education company. That can be really frustrating and demoralizing. The other part is I see a lot of people starting to get, at a certain stage, they start getting embarrassed because the project is moving so slow at a snail's pace with really nothing to show for it or very little. And then the third challenge is really just this realization that you're missing all the skills. You don't have all the, competencies you need to be able to have a successful online learning company. And it's kind of paralyzing when you realize you have all these gaps. But here's my promise to you today is I'm going to help you discover the liberating feeling of focus by providing more clarity on a clear path forward so that you can get past and work through and deal with the failure points. Number two is you're going to have optics and how to move much faster with a lot more certainty and clarity on what's holding you back and how to accelerate progress. And the third thing is that you're going to enjoy the satisfaction of clarity on what's missing so that you can become what I call a full stack education entrepreneur so that you can round out what you need to have to make your business successful or build the team in such a way to cover your deficiencies. So the 5 key principles to failure proof your online learning business really comes down to having to wear 5 different hats, individually or as a team, with an honest assessment of where you are at with each of the 5 hats, which I'm going to go over in a second. But I call this the 5 hats problem of online learning or education entrepreneurs, education company builders, whatever you want to call them. What I've found in all my experience is that these 5 hats need to be present with a baseline level of competency or ability. And when one of these is missing, and most people are missing several of them, the projects just don't work out. This is why they fail. And I've discovered this framework, which I'm going to share to you today, to give you a way to think about it so that you can solve the 5 hats problem. The first hat is called the expert hat. This is where subject matter expertise has to be present for this project to work out. Not just passion, but expertise has to be present. Without true expertise, there is no learning opportunity. Um, this is the most common one that people do have, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're just passionate about something or see a business opportunity, but they're not actually an expert at it. So anyways, the expert hat is super obvious, but it is the one that is mission critical. They're all mission critical. The second hat is what I call the teacher hat. It's one thing to be an expert. It's another thing to be able to teach or coach or help somebody, another human being, transform and, capture the expertise and get the value out of the program and transform who they are in the process. So being a teacher involves things like instructional design, human-to-human interaction, working with students directly to figure out what's landing, what's not landing, and so on. So having that teacher hat is mission critical as well. So just because you're an expert doesn't mean you're also a great teacher. Number 3 is the technologist hat. A lot of people come to us over at Lifter LMS for technology help because we have a software company, but the technology is only 1/5 or 20% of what's required to be successful with an online learning platform. So you have to have a broad range of proficiency across a variety of softwares, hardwares like video camera, microphones, and so on, and applications to really kind of put all the pieces together to create the product, to deliver the online learning experience, and really just overall facilitate the online business. So that's the third hat, is being a technologist. The fourth hat is called being a community builder. Community building is becoming more and more of a rare art. Building community before and after enrollment is really a critical modern skill that is, a lot of people don't know how to do this, especially in the online world. We may have seen like a local leader kind of build community around a project and so on. Doing it online through social media and content and comments and online conversations and curating and connecting people to each other. This community building skill is super important. Learning is a human to human thing that happens, and it often happens in groups. So community building is the fourth hat you have to wear. And the fifth one is being the entrepreneur. So building an online business requires the skills of entrepreneurs, including everything from business formation, like opening bank accounts, doing the right documents, getting all your tax stuff in order and all that kind of stuff, doing the marketing, doing the selling, doing the product creation and the innovation. Education entrepreneurs build companies, not just products. So there's a lot that falls under the entrepreneur hat. So just to recap real quickly, those 5 hats are being an expert, being a teacher, being a technologist, being a community builder, and then being an entrepreneur. And the way, if you're failing to get through all this, is to take an honest assessment of what is missing in your project across those 5 areas. What's super strong, what's weak, what's missing entirely. Can you develop those skills? Can you hire to fill the gaps and so on? So that is why online learning projects fail, is they're missing or under optimized across one or several of these hats. So when I looked across the top performing users of Lifter LMS, there's some great stories there, like Angela from the Savvy Cleaner, Ziv Raviv from Balloon Artist College, Melissa Love from the Marketing Fix. I was looking at these folks, and these are all people who have figured out how to be successful with their education companies. And when you look at the 5 hats, what they've done is they developed baseline levels of skills across these various hats, and then started to hire and partner in ways to, build on their deficiencies. And then also over time, they were okay with being a work in progress, so that they would, continuously work on improving, the company building or the teaching effectiveness or their ability to master, use, and leverage technology. So you can look to their success stories, which we'll link up down below. And they're just a great example of education entrepreneurs wearing all the hats through themselves and through their team. And they've also all overcome the do it alone myth. As the world becomes more complex, it becomes even more important to work in groups. So my pro tip for you today, in terms of coming past this myth, is you don't have to do it all alone. It's not just you and a laptop in your target market. Hire an assistant as soon as you can to accelerate you. That's enough to get going and get started, as long as you develop base level competency. And then as soon as you can afford to, you can start hiring others to fill the gaps. For example, on the technology side, you can hire a WordPress expert, a Lifter LMS expert, and start delegating to them. We've got a list of WordPress and Lifter LMS experts that are available to help you, that you can hire out the technology parts if you'd like to. We'll put a link to that below this video as well. So think about that. You don't have to do all the tech. I always do recommend doing the baseline level of knowledge, just so that you understand how WordPress works, you understand how Lifter works, you understand the basics of creating videos and content and PDFs and stuff like that. But then you can start working with others and delegate that. And you can also consider delegating some of the other hats too. So if you want to hire out some of the marketing, which would fall under the entrepreneur hat, you could do that. If you wanted to, work together with somebody who's already got a skill of community building and community management and all that kind of stuff, you can bring that in as well. So hire a WordPress professional when you can, start with an assistant, and then consider delegating some of the other hats, or growing your team, or partnering, and trying not to do it all alone. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I want to share an exclusive resource with you called the WordPress LMS Buyers Guide, which helps you ask the 5 critical questions so that you can choose the right technology for your online learning platform. Thousands and thousands of people have downloaded this resource. It saves a lot of time. It helps you avoid wasting money and time just in this infinite software research. What tools do I need? So we put that together for you. There's a link to that down below. So go ahead and grab your copy of the WordPress LMS Buyers Guide if you have not gotten it yet. So also smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a comment down below and let me know what you got most out of this video. It sure would mean a lot to me. And if you know somebody else who's a course creator, a coach, somebody who's trying to build a membership site and they're kind of struggling, send them this video, because the 5 hats problem, everybody I've told this to has always created some kind of unlock, or just some more clarity and a framework for them to think through it, so they can kind of get unstuck and make forward progress. So share that out. And I want to encourage you to keep learning, keep taking action, because you have the power to lift up others through education. There's a course inside all of us, and I'll see you in the next video.